Hi, I'm Memo Sasueta with RGC Lending, and today I want to talk about student loan payments. Are you ready to start making your payments? Well, if you have student loans and you're thinking of getting into a home, or you have student loans and your current homeowner thinking of moving up in the market, or even if you're a homeowner with student loans that is thinking bigger picture debt consolidation, it's time to pay attention because there was an act recently passed that addresses the student loan payments. This act is called the Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2023, and there's a component in there addressing your student loan payments. In March of 2020, they passed the CARES Act, which was pausing the student loan payments for those that had payments. And that has come to an end. So everybody with student loans is going to have to start making those payments on September 1st of 2023. So on September 1st, your student loan payments will start back up, and a lot of people don't know about it because the servicers have not reached out yet. So, plus, it's been 3 years since anybody's even had to think about it. So this is critical because when those payments start act, to activate in September, and you're not prepared financially with a game plan, this can send a lot of shock through the family budget, whether it's move up, first purchase, or a debt consolidation. I'm bringing this to your attention because what we don't want to happen is to start missing payments. Missed payments will impact your credit and can cause default, which will hinder that home buying process and is also going to hinder you coming into me as your mortgage advisor and doing a debt consolidation with your other debts like credit cards and home equity lines. The other thing is if you had missed payments before the pandemic, the reporting on those missed payments to your credit also has been paused. But on September 1st, they're going live again. And if you're out there shopping, it could totally derail your home shopping and your goals for home ownership. So, what I want to get proactive on is making sure that we know the three things that need to happen. One is know your options, two is create a plan, and then we have to execute a plan. The first thing is understanding your options with the federal student loans. And I keep saying federal student loans because this doesn't apply to private student loans. And if you get solicited, which you will, from the private companies to consolidate your federal student loans, then you're going to lose out on three key benefits that the federal student loans have. One of them is the multiple repayment options that are available. The second one is the Fresh Start program, which for those of you who had late payments prior to the pandemic and the pause, it's a way for you to wipe the slate clean and keep enjoying the good credit that you have now. And the third one is the forgiveness option if you have public sector jobs, county, state, city employment. So you lose out on those benefits if you refi to private. So let's keep it in the federal realm so that you can enjoy those benefits. Now I'm going to make it super simple. I have a website that has a calculator that you can input your information in as far as your household income, student loan balances, and interest rates on those loans. If you want to pause the video here, you can. The link is right there in the middle of the screen. Then that calculator is going to show us instant savings so that we can do with that federal debt and which program we can qualify under, and assessing that debt first and then pivoting into an executable game plan for that home ownership or debt consolidation would be the best place to start. So now there are three plans we want to think of. One is going to be that first-time buyer. Second will be the move-up buyer. And the third will be that current homeowner that needs to restructure all of the debt, not just the student loans. Our goal here is to address the student loans and regain some of that buying power, because if you don't do anything and just absorb the payment turning back on, it's going to critically hinder the ability to get into the house because you no longer qualify due to the debt to income or DTI. And it's going to block the move up and eliminate the ability to be able to refinance either by choice because you don't want to do it because of your payments or because you no longer qualify. So that first one, what we basically, any $100 or $200, even $500 would probably derail the first-time buyer from being able to move up because the debt to income will be too high. And what I'd like to do is sit down and create what's called total cost analysis and rebuild a first-time home buyer scenario, working with the new student loan payment structure from LoanSense. Also, the next one's going to be the move up buyer, or those who currently have aspirations of moving up, relocating, or right sizing the home. The student loan repayment can throw you off track in that transaction as well. In this particular analysis, we'll use a few other tools and also talk about rate buy downs, permanent and temporary rate buy downs, also eliminating some of the other debts to help you qualify for the new payments. And lastly, the current homeowners that may be drowning in a bit of their other debts like credit cards and HELOCs because of inflation and the rate increases that keep on happening every month. And those rate increases directly affect these types of accounts. We would sit down and do a total analysis of the household debts. Again, that takes into consideration that we restructure the debts with total cost analysis. And lastly, executing the game plan that we formulate. Make it super simple. We can just accomplish this in 2 steps. 1 is just schedule a meeting with me. 2 is prepare all your documents and information that we need to accurately create this game plan. Getting all that together and setting up the meeting is really what we should do next. And managing that student loan debt is going to help you get to those home ownership goals. If you have any questions, my name is Memo Sasueta with RGC Lending, and I'd love to sit down and talk to you about this. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll talk to you soon.